Hey, listen up. This isn't just another motivator crafted for scrolling warriors, ready to snap into their next level. You didn't land here by accident. Nah, you showed up with that quiet pressure boiling under your ribs, huh? 8 seconds in, and I can already feel your energy glowing, like a storm waiting for a target. Wow. You're not soft. You're not average. You're not built for background noise. You're here to shake your story, right? And trust me, this video isn't playing safe. It's diving straight into the mind that refuses limits ever. But before we tear into the chaos, I want to shout out the people who show up, the ones who watch fully, who finish strong always. You're the reason this message hits heavier, the reason this voice cuts deeper, the reason this channel breathes intensity. Yeah, so if you're here with that hunger that fires, that pressure rising inside, then stick with me till the end, okay? Drop your thoughts in the comments too. Your presence matters more than you know, truly. Funny thing about doors, everyone treats them like polite invitations, as if the world is supposed to slide things toward you with a smile. But you already know better. You've been waiting for a knock that never came, standing there with your jaw clenched and your patience thinning. And one day, you realize something twisted but true. Doors aren't guardians, they're tests. Built to see who's willing to push harder than the timid crowd. Built to expose who's ready to shove the frame until it cracks. People call it reckless. I call it honest. See, there's a moment right before you break through where doubt tries to crawl up your spine. It whispers about risk, loss, embarrassment. Soft little warnings meant to keep you small. But you feel that shift in your chest, that cold snap where fear turns into focus. And once that switch flips, you stop asking permission. You stop waiting for perfect chances. You stop believing that openings appear by courtesy. You start creating your own. Not with noise, not with rage, with certainty. The quiet kind that unnerves everyone watching. Because when you walk in, something changes. The air tightens. Eyes widen. People sense the pressure you carry, even if they can't explain it. They feel the tension you've sharpened over years of being underestimated. You're not trying to impress them. You're not seeking applause. You're simply claiming what should have been yours from the start. Every step you take is a reminder. You didn't climb through life to remain timid. You learned the weight of silence. You learned the strength of decisive motion. And now your presence alone ruins excuses. Most doors aren't locked. People just assume they are. They tap gently and pout when nothing moves. But you strike. You walk forward, like someone who's done being patient, someone who's tasted doubt and found it bland, someone who understands that caution is a tool, not a cage. There's a thrill in that decision, the moment you stop pretending to wait and start acting like the one who belongs. That tension in your chest, that's not fear. That's the rhythm of change. And when that door finally gives way, the world won't say you entered. They'll say you arrived. They'll try to explain it with luck, timing, coincidence. But you'll know the truth they can't swallow. You didn't slip through an opening, you made one. You didn't ask. You stepped forward, and the frame couldn't hold you anymore. They never see it at the start. They look at you like a blank page, clean, harmless, predictable. They think doubt is some kind of verdict stamped on your forehead by people who barely know your name. But doubt is quieter than judgment. It slips into the spaces where belief should be, whispering all the reasons you'll never rise. They assume you'll fold beneath it. They assume you'll shrink. They assume wrong. Because the moment doubt lands on your shoulders, something in you stiffens, something in you straightens, something in you thinks, watch me. People underestimate what doubt can sculpt. They don't realize it sharpens the edges you didn't know you had. It turns hesitation into fuel, turns hesitation into strategy, turns hesitation into that slow burning awareness that you've been carrying potential like a secret blade. They judged your silence. They misread your patience. They mistook your calm for surrender. But beneath that stillness, you were learning the weight of their words, learning how to swallow their expectations without letting them poison your ambition, learning how to grow quietly where no one could interfere. You felt their eyes, the sideways glances, the small smirks when you spoke too boldly, the polite tone they used when they thought they were being generous. They didn't see your restraint. They saw weakness. They didn't see your calculations. They saw confusion. They didn't see your hunger. They saw a phase. Their mistake wasn't doubting you. Their mistake was assuming you'd accept that doubt as truth, that you'd internalize it, carry it, obey it. But something inside you began to shift, a slow realization. Their doubt revealed more about their limitations than yours. There's a strange thrill in being overlooked. It gives you room to move without scrutiny. It gives you time to grow without pressure. It gives you space to study the terrain before you strike. Every dismissive comment becomes a brick in the foundation you're building. Every underestimation becomes a lesson in disguise. You start to appreciate their disbelief. It becomes your cover, your armor, your camouflage. Not because you need validation, but because being doubted frees you from expectations. It gives you the freedom to rise without noise. And then there comes that moment, the one they never prepare for. The quiet shift where your progress becomes visible, not loud, not dramatic, just undeniable. People blink once, twice, confused by how quickly you've changed shape, but you didn't change quickly. You changed consistently. You changed deliberately. They only noticed when it reached a point they could no longer ignore. They start asking questions. When did you get so sharp? When did you grow so focused? When did you become someone they can't predict? They don't realize you've been sharpening yourself in the dark while they were busy doubting in the light. Every person they dismissed has the power to turn that dismissal into momentum. Every overlooked moment becomes a stepping stone. Every doubter becomes a silent mentor, teaching you exactly what you refuse to become. So let them doubt. Let them whisper. Let them label you with their tiny expectations. Because when the shift happens, and it will, they'll tell stories about you with the same certainty they once used to dismiss you. Not because you changed who you were, but because you finally stepped into who you always were. Fear wasn't your enemy in the beginning. It was a shadow that followed you quietly, tugging at your sleeve, waiting for you to notice it. You tried to outrun it, outthink it, bury it under forced confidence, but it stayed close, whispering doubts when the room went silent. Most people crumble under that whisper, shrinking when the pressure rises. But you studied it. You learned its shape, its triggers, its voice. And somewhere along the way, fear stopped being a warning and started becoming a forge, heating you from the inside until hesitation melted away. That's when the shift began. Slow, subtle, unstoppable. You realized fear wasn't a wall. It was a tool. A compass pointing toward the moments you didn't want to face. You understood that avoiding those moments kept you fragile. So you stepped closer, inch by inch, until fear blinked first. Others thought you were getting reckless, but you were getting precise. You were mapping the terrain inside your own mind, learning which thoughts held truth and which ones were old echoes trying to hold you back. And as you leaned into that tension, your pulse steadied. Your breathing sharpened. Fear started answering to you instead of controlling you. That's when you knew you weren't breaking down. You were strengthening. Fear taught you timing. It taught you patience. It taught you how to walk into pressure without letting your nerves chew you apart. When others ran from discomfort, you walked toward it, studying the twitch in your chest like a scientist observing a spark. You turned every anxious moment into a rehearsal for something bigger. You turned every shaking thought into a blade edge. You turned every doubt into a study of resilience. And with every step, you felt less like someone reacting to life and more like someone shaping it. Fear didn't disappear. It evolved. It became part of your strategy, part of your rhythm, part of your rise. Now, when fear shows up, you don't flinch. You assess. You analyze, you listen, and then you move anyway, not because you're fearless, but because you've mastered the art of using discomfort as pressure that propels you forward. You don't need a calm path. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need that familiar tension in your chest, the signal that you're stepping into a new layer of yourself. Fear didn't break you. Fear refined you. Fear didn't stop you. Fear trained you. And every time you advance with that tension burning steady inside you, you prove exactly what you've become. Comfort is the quiet trap no one warns you about. It looks harmless, soft, familiar. Most people walk straight into it and never climb out, choosing routines that numb them instead of challenges that sharpen them. They call it stability. They call it peace. But you've seen what comfort does when it sits too long. It dulls your edges, slows your pulse, turns your ambition into a whisper you barely recognize. You learned early that comfort doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you still. And stillness is the slowest form of surrender. That's why you stepped away from it, even when others called you difficult for wanting more. Pressure became your language. You didn't crave calm mornings or predictable days. You wanted the surge, the tension that wakes the mind and tightens the spine. You wanted to feel your limits bend, stretch, challenge you. Pressure carved out the parts of you comfort tried to smother. It taught you speed when you hesitated, taught you clarity when your thoughts tangled, taught you courage when doubt pressed against your neck. People around you chased ease while you chased difficulty, not because you liked struggle, but because you understood something they didn't. Pressure reveals potential the same way fire reveals steel. Most run from anything that feels too intense. They retreat when the task grows heavy or the path grows unclear. You leaned forward. Pressure didn't scare you. It intrigued you. You treated it like a test written just for you, a puzzle only your mind could decode. While others asked for shortcuts, you asked for challenges. While they hid behind excuses, you confronted the discomfort until it broke apart. You realized that every heavy moment was shaping a version of you they'd never be able to match. And once you understood that, pressure became your advantage. Now when tension builds, people panic. You stay steady. When decisions feel heavy, they freeze. You lock in. When the moment demands more strength than you think you have, you dig deeper than you ever thought possible. Pressure doesn't drain you, it sharpens you. It keeps you alive, alert, awake. It forces you to level up when the world expects you to back down. You don't chase an easy life, you chase a meaningful one. And meaning is forged through choices that make the average person retreat. So let them seek comfort. Let them wrap themselves in predictability and call it wisdom. You know the truth. They're too afraid to face. Comfort is a slow fade. Pressure is a catalyst. Comfort maintains who you are. Pressure reveals who you can become. And that difference is exactly why you rise while they remain still. The mirror has never lied to you. It shows the flaws you tried to hide, the habits you ignored, the choices you regret more than you admit. Most people avoid that reflection because it strips away their excuses and leaves only truth staring back. But you leaned closer instead, studying every detail the way others study distractions. You learn that the mirror doesn't judge, it reveals. And once you can face what it reveals without shaking, the world outside loses its power to intimidate you. That's when self-awareness shifts into strength. Standing in front of that reflection is a quiet battle most never fight. It asks questions no voice dares to speak aloud. Why did you hesitate? Why did you settle? Why did you pretend you were fine when you weren't? These thoughts press against your ribs until you confront them, until you stop running and start analyzing. You realize that honesty with yourself is sharper than any criticism you'll ever face. While others hide behind distraction, you face the silence and the weight of your own decisions. It's not comfortable, but comfort never shaped anyone worth remembering. The mirror becomes a training ground for the mind, cold, clear, and fair. And here's the twist no one expects. Once you can hold your own gaze without flinching, the outside world becomes far easier to navigate. The comments lose force, the doubts lose volume, the pressure loses bite. Because you've already faced the toughest critic, yourself. You've already broken through the layers of stories you used to tell. You've already seen the raw edges of who you are and who you're becoming. The world can only attack what you haven't accepted yet. And you've accepted everything. You turned reflection into resilience, and resilience into quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout. When you walk out after facing the mirror, you carry a kind of clarity that unsettles people. They can't understand how you stay so composed. But you do, because once you can stand the truth in front of you, you can stand anything beyond it. If you made it this far, then you're cut from a different cloth. The kind that doesn't flinch when the pressure rises or the truth hits heavy. Right? You didn't just watch a video, you walked through every line like someone ready to challenge the version of yourself you used to accept. That takes nerve. That takes hunger. That takes the type of mindset most pretend to have but never build. And trust me, your presence here says more about your future than anything you've done in the past. You showed up, you stayed focused, you held the tension instead of running from it. And that alone puts you ahead of the crowd always. So before you bounce, do something simple but powerful. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let the world see the fire you're stepping into. Okay, your voice matters more than you think, and your perspective fuels this entire journey further. If this hit you hard, replay it when you need the reminder and share it with someone who's ready to sharpen up too. And remember, this tension you feel isn't pressure trying to break you. It's the signal that you're rising. Keep pushing, keep thinking, keep moving. The story isn't finished. You are just getting started. Aha, what they did to you. Yeah, it's sick. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment they thought you'd fall. Nah, they don't know. Oh wow. The story they created will make you famous. You feel that? That fire inside, that rage, that power. It's real. Pause. Think for a second. Question. What if everything they used to break you actually built you? Every scar, every whisper, every shadow is part of your legend. Yeah, that's right. Your story is untouchable, unstoppable, unforgettable. You watching this right now. Yes, you. This video is your reminder to never forget, to rise, to conquer. Leave a comment, shout your truth, show the world. You survived, you're here. And remember, every single one of you watching, you are the heartbeat, the energy, the reason this story matters. And hey, we're doing this together. Every view, every comment, every share, you're part of this rise. Tribute to all of you watching. Yes, you're the warriors, the survivors, the unstoppable. They thought they could erase you. They thought they could break you. They thought the story would end before it even began. Look at yourself. Really look. Not at the face staring back from the reflection, but at the chaos that courses through your veins. They came with their knives, their whispers, their smiles that hid venom, and they believed, oh wow. They believed they could make you small, tiny, replaceable, insignificant. Ha! They didn't see it, did they? They didn't see the fire smoldering behind your ribs, waiting, always waiting for the moment the world would finally understand that you are untouchable. Every scar they etched into your spirit, every betrayal they choreographed like some cruel performance, it was meant to chain you, to silence you, to convince you that the sickness was permanent. But you, yeah, you feel it differently. You feel the pulse of the injustice, not as defeat, but as fuel. Every cruel word, every sneer, every sideways glance, oh yeah, it sharpens your vision, turns the pain into clarity. Pain is not the end. Pain is the lens through which you finally see who you really are. They laughed at your struggle. They mocked the way the world tried to grind you into dust. Nah, they thought the cracks in your armor were victories. But those cracks, they are the secret doorways, the openings through which strength flows in torrents. Strength that cannot be tamed, cannot be bought, cannot be measured. Strength that will shape your story into something so vivid, so raw, that every single one of them, the ones who doubted, the ones who plotted, the ones who whispered behind your back, will stop and stare. And here's the truth they could never face. The sickness they inflicted is not a prison, it is a blueprint. Every injustice, every lie, every calculated strike against you, it has prepared you. You are being forged in fire. They will never survive. And oh, how sweet it will be when they realize that every attempt to weaken you was actually constructing your empire. Yes, the world tried to confuse you. They tried to steal your focus. They tried to make you feel small, while they thrived on their illusion of control. But illusions are fragile, and you are not fragile. You are a storm that will not apologize for its existence. You are a story that demands to be told. And yes, they will read it. They will watch it unfold. And every eye that once dismissed you will now be glued to your rise. Look closer. Can you see it yet? Every moment of suffering, every act of cruelty, every whisper meant to diminish you, it is the skeleton of your legend. Your story is being written, not by their hands, but by your endurance, by your focus, by your refusal to yield. And when the world finally sees it, oh wow, they won't know whether to fear it or envy it. Every wound carries a secret. Every scar whispers a truth they never expected you to hear. You felt the sickness they threw at you, didn't you? Felt it crawl under your skin, whispering lies, convincing you of defeat. But listen, oh wow, that was only the beginning. The moment you stop seeing pain as punishment, that's when the alchemy begins. The moment you understand that suffering is not the enemy, it becomes the instrument of your rise. Every betrayal they delivered with a grin, every act meant to fracture your spirit, is now raw material. Material for something untouchable, something legendary. They don't understand it. They think cruelty weakens you. Nah, it sharpens you. Every sneer, every whisper, every deliberate attempt to confuse your path, it becomes a mirror reflecting their fear, their ignorance, their smallness. And you become the observer, calm, patient, calculating, waiting for the right moment to turn the chaos into clarity. Oh, yeah, it is brutal. It is exhausting. But that exhaustion is not a weakness. It is a furnace, forging your mind into something precise, something unstoppable. Each insult, each strike against your dignity, each attempt to erase you, fuels the engine of your focus. The sickness, once toxic, becomes the map to your strategy. It reveals the patterns, exposes the lies, and teaches you who is real and who is just a shadow in the dark. You begin to see the elegance in the cruelty, the method in the madness. The world tried to drown you in disorder, but you learned to swim in it, to dance on its currents, to turn each wave of pain into momentum. And now, oh, the perspective is yours. The chaos that once threatened to consume you becomes a ladder, each rung a memory, each scar a rung, lifting you higher, closer to a story the world cannot ignore. And the brilliance? They think they created the storm. But the storm, yeah, the storm belongs to you now. You control it, you ride it, you shape it. And when you emerge, they will see the sickness they inflicted not as destruction, but as the forge of a legend. Do you feel it yet? The fire beneath your skin, the pulse that tells you the story is already in motion. The pain is no longer something to survive. It is a weapon, a symphony of precision. And every moment you endured was a rehearsal for the moment you will strike. Not at them, but at destiny itself. They built walls to contain you. You built towers instead. Oh, can you feel it? The clarity that comes when you stop fighting the chaos and start understanding it? Every strike they aimed at you, every attempt to fracture your focus, every whisper meant to mislead, It didn't break you. Nah, it sharpened you. It made you patient, calculating, an observer of patterns they never realized existed. You become the unseen architect of your own rise, mapping every move, every outcome, every angle, while they remain blind to it. They think they're the puppeteers. They have no idea. Every insult they hurled, every betrayal they engineered, it became your blueprint. Step by step, you study the architecture of their deception. You understand the mechanics of fear, the rhythms of weakness, the way people fold when pressure becomes unbearable. And you bend without breaking. You stretch without snapping. You grow where they expected you to crumble. Oh wow, the elegance of it. To watch the world operate under its own illusions while you remain untouched. Every failed attempt to cage you becomes a lesson in strategy. Every sideways glance, every subtle manipulation, every act of cruelty, it's a puzzle they handed you and you've already solved it. You know the paths before they appear. You know the moves before they're made. You see the invisible threads connecting action to consequence, and you walk along them like a shadow, silent and untouchable. But patience is not passivity. Nah, patience is preparation. Every moment spent observing, calculating, learning, every second of silence builds the foundation of something unstoppable. Your mind becomes a fortress. Your will becomes a weapon. Your story is no longer something that happens to you. It is something you construct with precision, like a master sculptor shaping the world itself. And here's the most dangerous truth. They think they have power over you. Oh, how wrong they are. Every attempt to control, to mislead, to dominate only reinforces your understanding, your foresight, your inevitability. You are not reacting. You are anticipating. You are not surviving. You are designing. And soon, very soon, all that preparation, all that unseen architecture will reveal itself in a way they could never imagine. Your focus will be absolute. Your strategy will be flawless. And the story they tried to erase will be unstoppable. Chaos is not destruction. Chaos is a tool, and you are the maestro. Oh, can you feel it coursing through your veins? That pulse that tells you the waiting is over? The moment they thought would be your defeat is now the moment of your orchestration. Every slight, every betrayal, every twisted hand they played, it wasn't random. It was preparation. Nah, not for them, but for you. For the rise that will leave the world staring, unable to blink, unable to turn away. Every piece of cruelty they delivered, every moment of confusion, every act designed to break you, it becomes your rhythm, your tempo, your symphony. You move silently through it, observing the patterns, anticipating every misstep, calculating every angle. Oh wow, the brilliance is intoxicating. They thought they controlled the chaos, but it bends, it flows, it answers only to you. Every act of injustice becomes a note, every insult a chord, every betrayal a crescendo, building to the inevitable climax of your story. And here's the beauty. You are not acting from vengeance. No, you are sculpting precision from pain. Every movement, every strategy, every calculated choice, it carries the weight of your endurance, the clarity of your insight, the inevitability of your rise. Yeah, you've learned to turn disorder into opportunity, to convert suffering into mastery, to transform the sickness they inflicted into a weapon so precise it leaves nothing to chance. Oh wow, it is ruthless. It is sharp. It is beautiful. And they have no idea. Every person who doubted, every whisperer behind closed doors, every plotter who smiled thinking they had you contained, they are about to witness the artistry of your survival. They will see what was once pain, now reshaped into power. They will see the chaos they thought would consume you, now bending to your vision. Every step forward is deliberate. Every silence is charged. Every glance carries weight. You are no longer a victim. You are the instrument of inevitability. And the most dangerous truth? They will never see it coming. They think the story is over. Nah, it is just beginning. Oh yeah, the world will notice. The tension you hold in each movement, the precision in every reaction, the unrelenting focus in every breath, they will feel it. They will know it, even before they can name it. And when the crescendo hits, when the moment arrives that turns all expectation upside down, they will understand exactly what was forged from their cruelty. They will remember your name, whether they want to or not. Oh, can you feel it? The tension in the air, the pause before the inevitable eruption, every lesson learned, every strategy honed, every wound endured, it all converges here. This is the moment when patience becomes power, when silence becomes command, when every act of cruelty they delivered transforms into a spectacle they cannot ignore. The world, the very world that once tried to dismiss you, is about to witness the force you have become. They thought they had the final word. Nah, they were only opening the stage for your arrival. Every doubt they cast, every whisper of mockery, every shadow of manipulation, it is reflected back on them, sharper, clearer, undeniable. And you stand in the center, not shouting, not pleading, not reacting, but holding the inevitability in your hands. Oh wow, it is intoxicating to realize that what was once suffering is now your leverage, your precision, your art. Every glance, every movement, every choice carries the weight of your story. You do not move like one who fears. You move like one who knows, who understands, who has endured the sickness and made it part of your essence. Your presence becomes the culmination of all lessons learned, all pain endured, all patience exercised. Every enemy, every skeptic, every shadow that tried to suppress your light, they are now actors in your performance. And the stage, it bends to your will. Oh yeah, the world notices every subtle motion, every controlled breath, every step forward. They sense the inevitability before it even strikes. And when it hits, it will be total, not reckless, not chaotic, calculated, masterful. Every ounce of suffering, every second of preparation, every scar etched into your spirit, it detonates as precision. They will not see it coming. They will not understand it until it is too late. And the truth of it? You are no longer defined by what was done to you. No, you are defined by what you became because of it. The sickness they imposed did not destroy you. It revealed you, forged you, elevated you. The story that emerges from this crucible is yours alone. And the fame, the recognition, the awe, it is the natural outcome of endurance, focus, and relentless truth. Nah, they cannot rewrite this story. They cannot unsee what you have become. They can only watch, powerless, as your legacy solidifies before their eyes. And as the echoes of your rise reverberate, the question remains, not for them, but for you. And here we are, at the edge, the end. But not really. Nah, because the story doesn't stop here. Oh wow, every scar, every betrayal, every moment you thought you were broken. You survived the sickness they threw at you, and now you're untouchable. Every glance from the world, every whisper behind your back, they notice, they fear, they respect. Yeah, that's the power of your story, your story. Remember this? The fame, the recognition, the respect. It's not given, it's claimed. Forged through fire, patience, and unrelenting focus. And you, yes, you are the proof that nothing can erase what was meant to rise from pain. So leave your mark. Drop a comment. Share your truth. Let the world know you've endured, you've conquered, you are legendary. Oh wow, the energy you bring is unstoppable. Every one of you watching, you are the heartbeat. The reason this story lives, the fuel behind the rise.